everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Hot Takes, where we watch a movie and then tell you if you should watch a movie. I'm your movie watching host, Older Bro.
I'm your other movie watching host, Younger Bro.
And today, we have a very historic moment for the Two Bros Hot Takes, where I have more knowledge on a movie than Younger Bro. That never happens. You can hear the joy in his voice right now. Yeah, absolutely great. But yeah, so we went to go watch Wicked this week. Now, the first thing that I'm going to tell you, this is Wicked Part 1. I recognize not a single bit of the posters say that, not a single bit of the trailers say that. It is Part 1.
The only time it says it is in the movie itself.
Yeah, it is in the movie as Part 1. I think that it's borderline illegal that they did not say Part 1 in the posters or anywhere, because this is not the full movie.
No.
This is half the movie.
This is Act 1.
Act 1. So, yeah, we have gone to see it a week late because we had to see Gladiators the first week, and now we're watching Wicked, and next week we'll see a different movie, which will also be late, because we have too many movies all at the same time, because, as previously said, there are too many movies that come out this time of year.
Yep, so last week I went to a movie that I was really excited to see, and this week Older Bro went to a movie he's really excited to see.
Yep, absolutely.
And part of me wanted to see it too, but I didn't know if I wanted to see it in theaters or not.
Yeah, which is fair.
And since Older Bro wanted to go, well, I went along, obviously.
And so here we are. But yeah, so guys, let's start, I guess, with the intro. Younger Bro, what is your thoughts on this movie?
Okay, guys. I don't know if it was said in one of our last reviews. What was the one movie that we saw that had a lot of music in it? That was very musical.
Oh, you're not talking about, like, the Elvis movies. You're talking about there was
No.
another movie.
There was another movie.
Let me see if I can remember. It wasn't Wonka, was it?
Wonka. Yep. So, Wonka was so good, I didn't give a shit that, music was in it. So, for context, guys, I'm not a very heavy operatic person.
Yeah, Younger Bro is not a man of the theater. Now, to be clear, Wicked is a stage play. It is not an opera, because an opera does not have spoken dialogue. It only has songs. This has spoken dialogue.
So, I will say for the record that Into the Woods is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, because Younger Bro does not like opera. And even that's not a full opera. That has dialogue in it. Like, it's...
Barely.
But it's barely. It is... Yeah. This is about halfway, maybe a little bit more, to an opera. It is... There is a lot of singing in this and very little dialogue.
So far, the only good operatic movie I have seen, and I am saying this for the record, it was really good, was the Hugh Jackman movie, Les Miserables.
Les Miserables.
Yeah, that is the only good one, personally, to me, that I've seen that has any merit.
Fair.
Now, The Greatest Showman, I haven't seen it yet, so I'll probably maybe check that out soon, but maybe I only like Les Miserables for Hugh Jackman, but that's not true. Les Miserables has a lot of good songs in it, especially the beginning song.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love it.
Now, Prisoner 24601.
And I only like that part because of the meme.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still hate that kind of movie aspect of, like, operatic, because it's just like, I don't mind being at a play, but I just don't like it as a movie.
I don't know what happened to Younger Bro as a kid. Like, what I'm going to guess happened is that somebody showed him High School Musical, and he was in, like, permanently like, scarred or something.
I just like High School. I do like High School Musical. I just haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you have to have a certain kind of something for me to like it, but in general, I just don't.
Yeah.
I just think it's a stupid concept.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I see. I can't abide in that for the sole purpose that everyone loves the Disney princess movies, and those are basically just musicals. Like, they are...
But they have spoken dialogue and
Yep.
a story behind it.
That is true.
But
and that is true of basically every musical. It's
I
just the
don't
difference of they
like
have less concentration.
The fact that you have to sing every single line, I'm just like... no,
Yeah,
it's
and I
not
think
a
it's perfectly fine
song.
to not want to watch an actual opera where every line is song and you can't speak at all. Because that's what opera is.
I have a hard time following the plot if it does have a plot.
Yeah.
Like Into the Woods, couldn't tell you what the hell was going on.
To be fair, Into the Woods was probably a little bit hard to follow given the fact that it was about like 4 or 5 different Disney properties. It wasn't actually the Disney properties, but you know what I mean. It's like it's about Sleeping Beauty and about Rapunzel and about it's about all these different people all at once, all being jammed into one movie, and you're like, what the fuck is the plot here?
It was so stupid.
So, yeah, I think that one might be have problems for different reasons.
Like, even in La Miserable, I still couldn't follow the plot.
Yep.
All that to say, so for Wicked, since it doesn't have song dialogue every second of every
Yeah.
movie, to me it felt like a Disney film, so I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, to be clear, it is a high concentration of music. There's a good portion of the movie where there's a lot of singing, but there is actually dialogue.
And a
there
plot
are
you
people
can
talking.
follow.
You can follow the plot. So,
Yeah, I'd say if you like Wizard of Oz, you'll love this movie.
yeah. Yeah, I would agree. It was a good, like, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. However, I recognize I am a theater nerd. I was in show choir. I was sadly not in theater because I was too much of a nervous wreck as a kid to have been in theater, but I was in show choir. And you don't try to ask me how I managed to be on stage for my show choir, but couldn't be on stage for musicals. Couldn't do it. So, point is, this appeals to me naturally. So, yeah, I thought it was a very good movie. There's a reason why we went a week late and the theater was still packed. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, it was almost a full house.
I was gonna say, well, probably not a full house. It was like maybe a little bit more than half, but like people were struggling to find seats. There was a large group going to watch it who had to sit in the lower section because they actually were struggling to find seats.
Yes.
So it was not by any means empty. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. This is the weird part of this movie because like normally in this kind of section, I would talk about things about the movie and I'd be like, well, we should talk about the music, we should talk about stuff like that. The non-spoiler parts of the music. Was the music any good? Bitch, it's Wicked. Of course the music was good. It's from Wicked. If you liked the stage play music, it's gonna have that music. So, like, what am I...
I'll go ahead and say, and I know a lot of people may not agree with me.
Yeah.
But I did not like the beginning song.
Now...
That one felt a little off.
the one where it starts out being like, we're celebrating her death. And then also, none of this is spoilers because again, the songs literally have existed for 25 years.
It wasn't even singing about her death. It's just the sound of it. I'm just like,
yeah, yeah. The
everything else seemed fine. Or
but
just
again,
as
like,
good.
are like you're talking the whole first song or just parts of it? Because there was
whole
that
first
song is like 2 or 3 different songs.
Yeah, like the whole first song was so off. I was just like,
yeah, it's that song is. I mean, that's the original song. That was in Wicked, and it was the same song.
Yeah,
it's
I did not like how it sounded.
Yeah,
like it didn't sound. Well, I know it's a death song or whatnot, but it didn't sound.
Well, it's not exactly. Yeah, it's a death song. It's a death song and also a birth song and also a cheating song.
And also, it's the introduction to the movie. I'm just like, how is the first song not the best one?
Because the last song is the best one. Because well, sorry, again, this is part 1. So,
but I'm just saying, like, somebody
part 1's gonna end at
like me
Defying
getting
Gravity.
introduced to this kind of movie. I'm just like,
Yeah, they
Because
saved
I
it.
remember the first song from Frozen.
Oh, yeah, of
that
course.
introduction.
Born
That-
of cold and winter air and icy rain combining.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
the kind of intro I expect in this kind of movie, and I felt like it didn't deliver that to
Yep.
me.
Yeah, well, and to be fair to Frozen, that song sounded like it came out of a completely different movie to the rest of the movie. Like that song was like, okay, but can we get more of that type of song? That was cool. That sounded like Viking-esque.
Yes.
Like,
That
can we
is-
get
yes.
that in the upcoming movie version of the live action version of How to Train Your Dragon? Can we get stuff like that? That's a good song.
Like,
By
damn,
the way,
was-
fuck the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie.
Like, damn, was that good?
Yeah.
So anyway,
But yeah,
besides
it's a good
that
movie.
one song, I didn't have a problem with any of the other ones.
Yeah, the music is either music that you've already heard if you know Wicked in any way because it's all the songs from Wicked,
I only knew like 2 songs.
yeah, or the couple of songs that they added for this movie because they needed a few more songs because again they only could use half the soundtrack. So
Yeah, I didn't know. I only knew 2 songs in that whole
Yeah.
movie. Otherwise, the new songs sounded fine.
Yep.
It was just the introduction one that I
Yep.
had a problem with.
yeah, I'm probably gonna play some of the songs for Younger Bro after this review because I also wanted to remember all the songs that were in this movie in terms of like which ones were actually in Wicked, the stage play. I'm gonna have to be clear on that every single time of the stage play. Yeah, so absolutely, all the music was good. Characters were very enjoyable. They portrayed the roles that they were supposed to portray very well.
Yeah, like Ariana Grande did amazing.
Yep.
The person who did the witch was amazing. Apparently, the original stage play witch was a Munchkin in the movie, and I didn't notice that. But
Yeah. So it's everyone seemed to be doing a good job. So I'm gonna mention this in the non-spoiler section because this is an actual question I have, and I do want people to try to answer this. My interpretation of the original Wicked, the stage play, was that part of the point of her being green was as a metaphor for like being black, like being othered. So I kind of was it felt a bit weird when they had African American people at this school, and I'm like, but isn't this supposed to be a metaphor?
So this movie, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about it yet.
Yeah, that's just a legit question. Was that intentional in the original stage play, that her being green? I know that there's a plot reason she's green. It comes up in the original musical. We'll talk about it later. But I always interpreted that as also being like a metaphor for being like black or something. Like that literally being like a different people group and being outcast because you're not part of all the white people. So it's like, was that intentional or am I just making shit up? Because I will totally accept that I'm making shit up.
Yeah, I actually have no idea.
I don't know. So, not spoilers for the movie. I'm genuinely interested in that question. Please answer that question if you have any knowledge. So, is there anything else we really want to talk about that's not... It's weird to say spoilers because, again, this play has existed for 30 years. Or 20 to 30 years.
I mean, they definitely added probably a lot.
So it's like... But yeah, is there anything that we want to talk about else before we just label it as spoilers? Because I can't think of anything.
No.
Okay, so if you're not interested in spoilers because you haven't seen the stage play and haven't seen
The movie.
or
Or read the book. Because apparently there's a book on this.
yeah, sure. We're entering into spoilers now. So, yeah. So, first thing, this is one of the interesting things that I noticed because I've seen the play, not on Broadway, but in nearby large town that has equivalent of Broadway. So I've seen the play live. So you mentioned that the original voice actress for the Wicked Witch is a Munchkin. I'm assuming
Not a voice actress, the actual person who played her.
well, just to be clear, you're saying from The Wizard of Oz or
No.
from Wicked?
From Wicked.
Okay.
The stage play.
Yeah. Fair. because I also noticed, because you remember the scene they had in the Capitol where they have the two good witches that are like doing the play. I'm 99.9% sure those two also were both Glinda and Elphaba at some point in the Broadway stage performances, because I can instinctively hear them when I hear the versions on Spotify. So I think the two of them were the people who were actually on like the official soundtrack as Glinda and Elphaba, because it's like they were too close to being the actual voice actresses. They have to be them. But yeah, they had a great scene where they're like, they have, and I don't think any of this was in the original stage play with the good witches that were in the past and having the book. I think the book is in there. I can't remember if the book's in there, but I'm pretty sure it is. But I don't think the good witches were in there. But yeah, they had a great scene where they came off the stage during one of the performances with all the people, and Glinda is standing next to Glinda, and Elphaba is standing next to Elphaba, and they're singing off each other, and it's like so great. Absolutely.
And
loved.
I like how they were accidentally hitting each other.
Because they're literally from the Broadway play, and they're trying to outdo each other actively on the stage. They're not even playing characters. They're not playing witches in The Wizard of Oz. They're playing Elphaba and Glinda pretending to be other people, because the actors playing Elphaba and Glinda are out in the audience, and they're not allowed to upstage them. Yeah. But they are allowed to upstage each other.
Well, that was funny.
I
did enjoy that.
Loved that.
But yeah, so the beginning where they're in Munchkin Land.
It is such a fucked up beginning.
So, like, apparently the stage designers of that town built that town and planted some 1 million flowers.
Yeah, I could believe that.
That actually
absolutely believe they did that.
I only know this, guys, because I'm watching the Rockstars review on it. So that's how I know that Wicked was apparently a book before the musical.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because so how the original movie, The Wizard of Oz, how that started was book, play, movie.
Perfect.
And this same thing happened. Book, play, movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's... Yeah, absolutely great.
Speaking of the Wizard of Oz world, so just so you know, yes, they pretty much decanonize Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah, and I think it's fair. It doesn't make any sense to be in the same universe as Wicked, and frankly, Wicked is more beloved than Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah, that movie, it has nothing to do with this movie. Nope. I don't think it was... The only reference you get is the Oz and Great and Powerful. That's it.
Yeah, but
that was
also
a thing in the first movie.
Yeah, that's also kind of his title.
So, I do want to state for the record, I did actually like Oz the Great and Powerful. I didn't mind it. And it made sense for why the Wicked Witch became Wicked in that movie. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I think Wicked, the movie itself, it was better than that.
Yes.
It definitely was.
So, I don't know if this is factually true, but people have pointed to Wicked as being the progenitor of the villain is actually not the villain and is actually the good person, and the people you think is the hero is actually the villain. I think that's existed long before Wicked, but the modern doing of that, where you turn the characters on their head and say, like, actually the villain was good the entire time, that pretty much everyone attributes to this stage play.
Yeah, so
because
it probably made way for a movie like Maleficent.
Yes.
And was it Camilla?
Yeah. Maleficent definitely was had a lot of basis on, or from Wicked. Wicked, built that genre.
Yeah. So, yeah... There's not much I can really say about the movie. I think some of the cool scenes was with Oz,
Yep. All the stuff with Oz was great. It was cool as hell.
Yeah. And the how they had the library and the
Oh, I was like, hold on, wait, because they have I don't remember what those things are called, but like they're not hamster wheels, but there's an official term for that specific thing where they had like it's a spinning wheel that you walk in, but the books are on the entire wheel, and it's like, but wait, but how do all the books stay on it? There's not glass. What the fuck was holding them on there?
they have magnets
In the books.
on the edges of the cover
Yeah,
of the
every
book.
single book is magnetized. Yeah, it's like it was so fucking cool, and I'm like, what the hell?
That's an interesting kind of
Yeah.
bookcase. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, it would be so impractical, but so cool.
Now, maybe you could tell me about this.
Yeah.
What does the animals have to do with Wicked and like?
Okay, so all the animal stuff is in Wicked.
Okay.
So basically, the thing that he says in this movie that the wizard says is factual to the original stage play. He came here as just a normal guy. He came from Kansas. He was literally a traveling. The Oz the Great and Powerful. His actual backstory, that's still correct. That is directly out of the original stories. He was just basically a guy from Kansas, a stage musician, or not musician, a stage magician.
Yep.
And he somehow got whisked away in his balloon to Narnia, effectively. He shows up here. People presume that because he showed up here, because he's, like, not from here, he's special in some way, they assume he's a wizard. I don't remember exactly how he becomes a wizard. But, yeah, everyone thinks he's a wizard, and so he recognizes that because he cannot actually do magic, and because the book does not respond to him, because, again, he's not from this world, he doesn't have magic, he is worthless. The only way he can stay in power is by causing other people to be worried about something and solving those problems. So that's his whole thing, is making everyone happy, solving all their problems, and inventing new problems to solve so that they never question his authority. That's the whole Yellow Brick Road thing of, well, it's unsafe to go through all the woods, so we're going to build a road to make sure you know exactly where to go, despite the fact that these woods have been safely traveled for hundreds of years. There is nothing dangerous there. He's inventing a danger.
Yeah.
Same thing with the animals. He has orchestrated the invention of these cages to put animals in so that they'll stop talking. Because if you treat them like an animal enough, they will believe they are animals and stop talking. If you separate them from their parents, they'll stop talking. The world of the Wizard of Oz is, the reason I called it I said Narnia earlier, it is like Narnia. It is a real magical world that really exists in another plane or another dimension or something through a wardrobe, for all we fucking know, that has talking animals. Sentient, just as smart as people talking animals. And the wizard sees, well, these are a threat, like these animals could speak the truth about me. I will eliminate them by making them stupid, domesticated beasts. So, like, that's 100% still accurate in both the movie and the play. Like, it's just fucked up. Because if you saw when she shattered the room, because her sister was being taken away, something flew up and hit the like mural in front of the stage, and it fell off, and the original mural that was on top had like Oz on it, and behind it there was like an animal. Yeah, because this school used to be a school for animals, and now there's no professors left because they've eliminated them all. So this story is really fucked up. Like, even in the original stage play, it's fucked up. Oz is basically saying, I want the world to become as normal as possible so that I can better control things.
Yeah, also, the little baby lion that they had in the cage was totally the cowardly lion.
Yeah, that I didn't remember. I couldn't remember if in the original Wicked, if the animal was the cowardly lion. but I'm 100% sure it is in this one. Even if
Oh,
it wasn't in
absolutely.
originally, it definitely
Because
is now.
of how that lion acts,
Yeah.
I'm just like, you're the cowardly lion.
Yep.
Aren't you?
On the plus side, he has not forgotten how to talk, so at
no,
least that
he,
didn't happen.
yep.
Yeah.
Still talked even.
Yep.
Yeah. If you saw the beginning of the movie, they definitely redesigned the characters a bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
Especially the lion. The lion was the biggest change.
Yeah.
He looked more like Mufasa.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, the original lion didn't look like he was still a lion, but like
The
in the original
lion,
he was just
a guy
in a suit. So it's like
suit.
I'm fine with them making him look more like Aslan, like he's a real
Yeah.
actual, because he's still animated. He very clearly isn't Mufasa in like the Mufasa movie, that kind of animated. He is designed to look more like a normal lion, or like what people imagine a normal lion looks like.
Yeah.
Like, because yeah, in the beginning of this, they do actually show the yellow brick road and Dorothy and Co. walking down it. It is, which was such a great detail.
Yeah, I loved that.
Yeah, so great. And yeah, he is a lion. And it's like, yeah, I'm fine with that change. I think that makes, because the only reason it wasn't a lion in the original movie was because of the limitations of technology itself.
Yeah.
He had to just be a guy.
Or else it'd look something like Food Fight.
Yeah, it probably look like Aslan, honestly. They'd probably have made it, they probably would just use a model like that, where it's supposed to look like halfway between a real lion and an animated lion. But yeah, it was a great scene. I feel so bad for Elphaba.
Oh yeah, you definitely feel for her.
Yeah, you always feel so bad for her because every single person turns away from her. Even her sister turns away from her. Her father turns away from her.
Yeah, this whole play definitely seems like a thing for racism. I mean, look.
Yeah, it's
the thing with the animals.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Her.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah,
It
animals should be
comes off-
seen and not heard, which is the most.
Oh,
that is the most metaphor of like segregation that has ever like. It's just, it
felt
is so in your
bad
face
for the professor.
No.
like.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you poor guy.
Yeah, it's
And we never find out who did that.
nope, because it doesn't matter. Well, probably the other teacher, or I don't know. I don't think it was one of the students. I think it was probably just the other teacher. But it's so fucking stupid. Yeah, it's so terrible. It is so telling that Elphaba feels so excluded from other people. Every other person turns away from her and hates her just because they see her. Which again makes it weird that there are black people at this university. Again, inclusion's great. I'm not against the inclusion. It's just weird given that this is, again, I believe a metaphor for racism. And so when you have African American people at the university and everyone's like, this is normal, but this green-skinned person, that's not normal. And it's like,
But how though?
But yeah, it's such a weird detail, and I don't know
What to say?
I don't know what to say about that. It's like I don't know if that was thought through well. It's just frankly. But regardless of that, it's so bad for Elphaba. You can tell it's so hard on her that every single human being excludes her, but the animals, the ones who are also being, again, repressed, are immediately so much nicer and give so much more of a shit to her about her. Like, they clearly treat her like a normal human being.
Yeah.
There is such a contrast between every other person at that university and the one professor, which I thought there was two professors. Didn't at the start of this they show two people on stage that were animals?
No, they showed all the animal professors together.
Yeah.
But he was one of the last ones that was allowed to teach.
Yeah. So it's like, it's so fucked up.
So, yeah, and also that other lady who took a shine to Elphaba.
Yeah, I don't know who she is. Like, I know who she is in the play. Or not in the play. I know she is the teacher. I don't remember if in the play she is, like, related to Oz. That I don't remember, but she clearly seems to be in this.
Here's what I think she is. I think she's going to become the wicked witch of the East.
See, I'm not certain because I don't think she doesn't seem like she would rebel against Oz. Like, if anything, it seemed like they were a married couple.
No, I would think she wants power.
Could be.
Like she has power. She clearly demonstrated that.
Yeah. We have no, like, we
Um,
don't really know who the Wicked Witch of the East is
I think
in almost any
Yeah.
media.
well, in Oz the Great and Powerful, they had an answer for that.
Yeah.
But in this one, I bet you that's who
Yeah.
she is. And I want to guess she wants all the power for herself. So
Could be. I could see
she's
it.
in Oz's ear.
Yeah. I love the fact I loved all the small details they add to the movie, such as the ruby slippers are just some of Glinda's normal shoes that she had, because they clearly showed the ruby colored slippers on like
Yeah.
her shelf, and it's like, so they were just her shoes that she said, "Oh, you'd look good in these."
And
It's like, holy shit.
then
Yeah.
the Wicked West of the
Wicked Witch of the West.
sorry, Wicked West of Wicked
Alphabet.
Witch of the East
Yeah.
stole those shoes from Glinda.
Yeah.
And gained more power, I guess.
I don't know. But yeah,
we
it's,
don't know.
Who knows? It could have all just been a ploy for all we know.
Oh, you have to. Well, I mean, Dorothy clicked her heels, and there's some power in those
Yeah,
ruby red slippers.
exactly.
So,
I don't remember how that happens. That might have been in Wicked, and I don't remember.
there's no place like home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The interesting thing is there is a contrast here because we can tell, at least at the beginning, that Glinda has some magic.
Mm-hmm.
Because she does the thing with the bubble, but I think that's mostly done by the carriage itself. She just pops it and but
That was
she-
funny.
yeah.
By the way.
yeah. What?
What?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she does actually have some power. She is not quite as much a fraud as Oz. But she is clearly not a witch. She is not at the level of, I have so much magic power that I can just cast spells and change whole species.
That's why she can't fight Alphaba, because
Yeah.
she is not as powerful as her.
Yeah. Well, and in Wicked, she doesn't fight Elphaba because she actually likes Elphaba. Like, again, Elphaba is not the villain. Oz is. Which
Yeah.
is why the solution is that Oz has to leave. And that's kind of part of the reason why he does leave
Well,
in
he gets
Wicked.
found out in
Or
the
not in
first
Wicked.
movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just saying that, like, in the original Wizard of Oz, he leaves at the end of the movie.
Yep.
And I think they kind of go into, I can't remember if they go into that, how much they go into that in the end of Wicked, but I think that's part of the reason that he leaves, is because at this point, there's no possible way he can convince anybody, because everyone looks at Glinda as the hero, and he can't do anything about that. He can't touch her. Which is weird, because in this movie, she chooses to stay with him. But, again, which is normal. But it's like, it's such a weird situation where he has to leave because it's like, well, I can't influence this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, all the songs were here that like I said at the beginning, all the songs that are from the original movie are here. They have the intro song, which is like 3 different songs. It's not originally 3 different songs. It is just that insane in the original too. They have Shiz, the Shiz University song. That one is also definitely a real song that was in the Broadway. Popular, Defying Gravity, obviously, because that's the closer. There's a couple more.
Defying Gravity and one other song were the only songs I actually knew.
You're gonna be popular.
That's the one I
Yeah,
know.
popular. Yeah. I think there was another one I remember, but I can't think of it right now. Oh, something's no, it's still Defying Gravity. I don't remember. There's another one.
So to be popular.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, Glinda's character is so interesting because she clearly is trying to be the good witch, but she is still just so self-centered. Like,
She comes off very snotty.
yeah,
Yeah.
even in the like the future when with Dorothy, they still have her like it's so nice to meet me. It's just like she still is the same person.
Yeah, like Ariana Grande plays her so well. I like how she went from playing on a Nickelodeon
Yep.
show that I can't remember the name of.
Can't remember. She's clearly a Disney girl though.
Victorious.
Yeah. Like I don't mean that like, oh, she clearly fits better in Disney than Nicktoons. I mean, she clearly feels like a Broadway style
Yeah.
Disney actress.
Yeah, she went from Victorious to
Yep.
a pop singer,
Yep.
and now she's kind of both an actor and a pop singer.
Yeah. Which a lot of people tend to do. But yeah, it was
like Elvis did.
well, not exactly, but yeah. Yeah.
So, boys, where do you think my popularity is? It's in the garbage.
yeah.
I knew I was talking
It's,
to the right
it's in the
people.
shiz. Yeah. I love the fact that it's called Shiz University, and every time I hear it, I'm just like, ah, yes, shit university.
But I did think that too.
Yep. It's so stupid.
But yeah, there's not much more I can
No,
say about
there's
the movie.
there really isn't. It's a good movie. You should absolutely go watch it. But yeah, it's
Yeah, it was
so
interesting how the monkeys happened.
yeah,
though.
and I think that's true to the original as well. Of she casts the spell from the book, and does it. I don't remember if they said that it can't be undone. I don't remember if that's in the original. But yeah,
I'm wondering how they started to work for her instead of Oz. That's probably in Act 2.
I don't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it might just literally be because they literally threaten in this movie, if you want your families alive, you will stay loyal. It might just be that she like in some way saves their families or does something to actually assist them, because she clearly gives a shit about the animals.
Yeah.
That's probably just she's nice to them, frankly.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, I'm still so angry that they didn't title it Part 1. They didn't imply it was Part 1 until you go to the theaters and you're told it's Part 1. Even the
Yeah.
poster in the theater didn't say Part 1
Nope.
anywhere. It's like, for fuck's sake.
How do you mess up that badly?
They didn't want you to know. But yeah, yeah, absolutely great. Okay, guys, so this is the part of the review where we look at the critical consensus and see if we agree with any of it. So, we have
Holy
89% critics, 96% audience. Now, this does not surprise me even a little bit, because Wicked is that popular. Not just that it has popular in it, it is that popular. Like, it is. So, yeah, I 100% would agree. Like, that it is that good of a movie. Like, not 100% good, but it's like, it is a great movie.
Yeah, I probably fall more into the critical. I'm
Yeah.
probably like 80,
Yeah.
not quite 90 or
Yeah.
100.
But yeah, I would absolutely agree that's like, yeah, absolutely an excellent movie. Very good actresses. The characters are all played well. Oh, I should have mentioned I should have mentioned in the previous section, I feel bad for her sister as well. Not quite as bad. Because her sister's like just as shitty to Elphaba as everybody else. But I feel so bad for her that the guy is only dating her because he likes Glinda.
Yeah, Glinda went up to one of the Munchkin guys,
Yeah.
and
You know what'd make me happy? If you went and talked to that girl, invite her to the dance.
yeah, so that happened.
Yep. It's so sad.
Like, yeah, like, poor, like,
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sadness in this movie.
Yeah. It is just so. Yeah. But yeah, no, Glinda's curve of being like, I hate this girl, to I love this, or like, I hate this girl to I love this girl is such a like arc. Because one of the funny things about Wicked is a lot of people have viewed it as not only just like, again, not necessarily just racism, but like a lot of people have made the connection of like Defying Gravity being like a coming out song. Because like there's people have talked about like, so is this like a she's asking out Glinda? Because that subtext sort of exists where Glinda might not like just guys. Because yeah, it's the song is like, I can't remember what the 3 things about the song is, but I know one of them is asking her out, about to overthrow the government, and there's a third one, but I can't remember what it is. But there's so many layers to that song. It is insane. But yeah, I'd agree with these. I can absolutely see somebody going with the critic side. I can absolutely see somebody going with the audience side. This is now the second review in the row where we haven't thought that the critics and audiences were insane.
Yeah.
Like, both, they're correct. It's a miracle. Fair. People are correctly having this sounds so shitty for me to say. People are having opinions correctly. Like, their opinions are right. But like, I'm just like, yeah, I can't disagree with them. They're actually, there's nothing arguable.
I'm also worried YouTube is gonna flag us for
Look, this movie is about a green character being discriminated against. What am I supposed to say about that? Like the movie has to, like, fuck the question I was asking earlier. It explicitly has to be about racism.
It has
like
to be.
That's what the movie is. So what am I supposed to? Oh, I can't talk about the racism in the movie about racism. It's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, we are explaining the movie.
Like,
there's
like the blackboard in the movie literally says animals should be seen, not heard. Yeah, you can't get more explicit than that.
Yeah. And big red writing too.
Yeah. It's in blood. It's in fucking blood.
It looked like blood.
Blood red. Shut the hell up and become a dumb, subservient animal. Like, what the...
That was...
Holy shit.
Fucked up.
So, yeah. It's a great movie. You should absolutely go watch this movie. Hands down. Please go watch it. I'm going to scroll... I can't scroll down. Okay, I'm going to click off. Because I can see the Moana score, and it... I don't remember what the number exactly is, but it did appear to be lower than this movie's score. So, okay. We'll find that out at a later point. But yeah, go watch Wicked. It is a great movie. You should go watch it.
I'd say it's worth your time.
It is a movie worth watching in theaters. It's not one that I would say you should drop everything and go watch it right now. But it's a movie you should watch in theaters. Don't wait for it to come out in DVD. So, that's going to be it for this hot take. We will be back next week with a new movie. So until then, we will see you all on the next hot take.
Goodbye.